Hi. This week we've seen a whole lot of attempts to make sense of the shootings in Tucson, and I figured I might as well add to that mess. So, without further ado, I'm going to rob you of the ability to make sense of these events and put them into your own narrative by offering you a few of my own. First, I'd like to talk about a little bit of the disagreement that we've had regarding political rhetoric. You might have heard a little bit about it this week. A lot of people were saying that Sarah Palin, I believe, shot a federal judge to death, killed a little girl, and attempted to kill Representative Giffords. Others said she did not kill them, in fact, only participated by providing material and training in special camps over the border. Some said that she had merely contributed by using target images and just all around being a gun-crazy bitch. And others said that, in fact, she had no culpability whatsoever, and now that she is, of course, a private citizen, she was just sharing her love of free speech and then also violent rhetoric that features killing those you disagree with. So a lot of people were saying that she was not responsible at all, and I'm not saying which positions I hold, but I'm just curious as far as where do we draw the line? Is political rhetoric never responsible for people's deaths? I remember a few years back, a horrible event took place in this country, and a whole bunch of people were killed, and so things started ramping up. People started talking about a lot of violence. People started talking about hurting those that were different, or at the very least fearing them and making them feel very uncomfortable. And in fact, some would say that it was the rhetoric of that period that led us to the war in Iraq. In fact, I thought that was kind of the default history among a lot of the apologetic former cruise missile liberals who supported that war, along with the pretty predictably gun-crazy, war-crazy Republican Party, who at least give you exactly what they promised. So was rhetoric significant then? Also, you might look at other situations. Muslim clerics in Europe. You know, some are very moderate by our standards, and some of them are lunatics. And their rhetoric is often cited as partially, if not directly, responsible in, say, the Van Gogh killing and 9/11, that kind of thing. So I don't know if rhetoric is never responsible. I think it's almost directly responsible for, say, pogroms in the Russian Empire and in the German Reich. And I kind of feel like a lot of rhetoric might have helped people, say, intern the Japanese in this country in the 40s. But I don't know. It's something you might want to think about. I'm thinking about it. I'm not really sure. I certainly err on the side of let's be careful about our political rhetoric. Let's not say kill people we disagree with. That seems to always go badly. But then I usually disagree with most people, so I'm a little self-interested there. A little bit more discussion on the whole gun thing. See, I have a kind of funny thing. I don't believe in the Second Amendment, but I do think people should own guns. And, I mean, seriously, that Second Amendment, that militia thing, I just can't get over. But at the same time, I don't think there's really any trust in the government saying who can and can't have guns. That there may be a fair disagreement about what type of guns we can own and how many and how quickly we can acquire them. And I don't know. I mean, on one hand, you have the Glock 9mm. I can't remember exactly what type of gun he has. My experience with Glock handguns are that they can really, I mean, they're very fucking powerful and they're quite quick. If I wanted to spray bullets into somebody, I would totally use a Glock. And I feel like I should be getting checks coming in right now from Glock. Either that or a SWAT team busting down my door. So, one or the other. But they're really effective for that. And that was only with like 10 or 12 bullets. I can't remember, 15, 16. Very clearly, I'm well versed in the guns. Despite being a Kentuckian, I'm I'm just I know more than cars, I guess. But in any case, that's the default. On one hand, I feel like that should be enough to do you, but what if you're fighting more than 18 people? What if you're attacked by, say, 33? You might need a bullet for every one. So self-defense definitely seems to offer you the argument that you should go for the extended magazine that was used in this killing, and I'm sure could be used in a whole lot of others. So there's a self-defense argument to be made there. On the other hand, some might say that you shouldn't be able to spray 33 bullets without reloading. I don't know. I feel that there might be a discussion to be had there. Aside from that, these crimes, I feel like I've seen very interesting things. I mean, moral philosophy from Sarah Palin this week, where she's saying that criminals are not to be blamed on society. I really wonder what she thought about 9/11, and because we kind of blamed society or two for that. Maybe it's just you can't blame American criminals, American crimes can't be blamed on American society. That might have been a little Americans confuse the world for ourselves or vice versa sometimes. So I'm very interested in that. I think that there's a lot to be said about this. I can't even hope. Not even me. I can't hope to say everything on the subject. I certainly feel like we should have a lot more attention to mental illness, and not just to vilify it and poke it with sticks, but to also maybe ask where are people going in their lives. I hate the idea of a database that I'm hearing of kind of like, oh, we're just going to have a repository. It's going to be value neutral. Well, just a helpful tool that police officers can use by just reporting people who seem strange. I think that's awful. But then again, I'm a person who seems strange, so a little bit of self-interest there. But I think that we should be definitely talking about where these people come from. I completely reject the Reaganian and Palinian notion that criminals come from nowhere and you just put them up on a crucifix or something on a hilltop and show them. But at the same time, I'm not really sure we can blame this on just Palin. I think things go a bit deeper. We have quite a history of lunatic executions and assassinations and bombings and war. Right now, there's a lot more people being killed, and that just makes me sadder. We should mourn these deaths. We absolutely should, and I do. But we should also remember that political rhetoric and its follow-up, the vote, has caused a lot more bloodshed in this country than we can imagine. So, on that cozy thought, good night, and may God continue to enable the United States of America.